Hey everybody, it's Jared with Wonderfullywander. Today we're dealing again with hydraulics. So we hear popping during the night, the pressure's going down. These systems come with automatic transmission fluid instead of hydraulic fluid. And we've reached out to Lippert and they said that you can change out the automatic transmission fluid with hydraulic fluid. So we're going to add hydraulic fluid and anti-stiction fluid in order to try and see if we can get this to sort itself out without having to spend $1,000 per jack to replace the jacks. So that's part of the problem that we're dealing with. The other half, I think maybe unrelated, is we keep tripping a breaker. That could be because the fluid's dirty. The manufacturer recommends that you change the fluid every 3 years or so. This trailer's from 2017, so it's way past due for a fluid change anyway. That breaker hits and resets, and then we can go up again. But it shouldn't sound like that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the old fluid out. And in order to do that, we have to retract all of the hydraulics, retract all of the slides, then we'll pull the hydraulic fluid out, change it, and then we should be able to put everything back in, and we'll clean these legs in the process, make everything ready to go, hopefully solve our problem. These are the parts that we're going to be using in order to swap out the ATF fluid with hydraulic fluid. This is a 1 gallon AW32 hydraulic oil. That's what the manufacturer calls for, is AW32. And then we have a 15 weight fork oil. And then this next product is called a Lucas Hydraulic Oil Booster and Stop Leak. And we do have kind of a problem with our, if you can see, our hydraulics are leaking. So I'm hoping that that will help. We're gonna use, this is a fluid transfer pump that I got on Amazon for about $8. And then we have WD-40 to clean off the jacks. And then we have a 2 gallon bucket that I got at Lowe's. And the only reason I got that is to gather the ATF fluid out of the tank so that I can take it to be properly disposed. This is our hydraulic tank, and I think it holds about 2 gallons, maybe 1.5 gallons. Right now you can see that the level's all the way down here, and that's because our slides are out and the jacks are down. So in order to get the most fluid out of the system that we can, we are going to lower the jacks all the way down and bring the slides in, and that should bring this fluid level all the way up to about here. Once that fluid comes back up, we're gonna use the transfer pump to pump it out into my 2 gallon bucket. If you're using something like these Anderson blocks, we'll be able to lower this all the way down to the bottom and have it completely retracted without having to hook the truck back up. Anytime you're performing this type of maintenance, it's always a good idea to install chalk blocks before moving anything on the trailer. Once we get everything ready, I'm going to add the Lucas hydraulic oil first, and then the fork oil, and then I'll top everything off with the normal hydraulic fluid. That way, as it's going into the tank, it'll mix a little bit better. Now we have everything pulled in, and the tank is back up to, it looks like it was a little low anyway. Like I showed before, the hydraulics have been leaking a little bit. So we're gonna pull all of this out so that it's as empty as it can be. This is our liquid transfer pump that we got off of Amazon. I'm gonna put one end up into this reservoir, and then Oliver's gonna hold the other end, and it's gonna go right in the bucket. We're just gonna transfer all of the liquid that we can out, just like this. This bucket is about 2 gallons, and we're gonna take this bucket to our local auto parts store where they do oil recycling. So they collect everything in a big drum, and then they take it to facilities to be used for other purposes. That way it's keeping environmentally friendly. First, we're starting with this Lucas hydraulic oil booster and stop leak. Next, we're gonna add the fork oil. This is a 15 weight fork oil, and this specifically is one of the oils that is called out by Lippert to be added. This is an anti-stiction fluid this is supposed to help with the popping that you hear if your hydraulics are having a popping noise. The reason that I bought these shop towels too is you always have to clean up messes. These are a little bit better heavy duty shop towels, but this tight space in here is really hard and I don't have a funnel with me. So that's something that I can pass to you to learn from my mistake. Use a funnel. The last thing we're going to add is the hydraulic fluid. There are lots of different kinds. What the manufacturer is asking for is AW32. That's a little bit thinner of an oil. This Lucas, I think, is more of a consistency of like an AW68. So this is more like corn syrup, where this is a lot thinner. But the manufacturer says AW32. Now we're back up to full, and this tank took 1 gallon plus 2 quarts. So that's 1.5 gallons of fluid. The reason you want to let the system set for about 24 hours is you've just put all that fluid into the system and it allows air bubbles to get stuck inside that hydraulic fluid. So that 24-hour period is allowing all of the bubbles to come out of the fluid, and then you're going to cycle your jacks all the way up, all the way down about 4 times, and then you should be good. I hope you found this video helpful. Please like and subscribe for more RV content. Until next time, Jared with Wonderfully Wander.